Hey guys, it's Sasha. In this video, I will explain exactly which stocks and shares ISA accounts are the best in the UK in 2022. There are quite a few options out there. So what I'll do is I'll explain exactly what the pros and cons of the different accounts are, and I'll tell you what the difference between them is. To make it easier for you to make up your own mind, I will also group these up into two different bits based on what you want to do with your stocks and shares ISA, because they all work in slightly different ways and they have slightly different ways of pricing. The best stocks and shares ISA account for me might not be the best one for you because we invest in different things. We may invest different amounts in different frequencies. I have the links to all of these accounts in the description to make it nice and easy for you if you want to go and check them out. Some of those links are affiliate links where I get a paid commission if you choose to use the link. Others are not, and I get absolutely nothing for them. And just so we're clear, I am doing this comparison without any bias. I will tell you the good and the bad things about all of these platforms, and I will recommend platforms based on their merits. Everything in this video is based purely on my opinion. None of the companies that I'm talking about have any idea I am even making this video. I am not your financial advisor, and I am just a random guy on YouTube. So if you do want personal financial advice specific to you to make your decision, please go and find a suitably qualified professional. And just another quick reminder before we dive into all the details. A stocks and shares ISA account is a special type of investing account available in the UK that lets you invest in the stock market without having to pay capital gains or dividend taxes. You are allowed to deposit up to £20,000 into your ISAs every financial year in the UK, and the financial year runs from the 6th of April to the 5th of April the next year. And no matter how much your ISAs grow, if they grow to £100,000 or £1 million, however much it is, you won't have to pay any of those taxes. Now remember, if you already have a stocks and shares ISA that you have paid into during this financial year, you will have to wait until the new financial year to go and open a new one if you want to do that and pay into that one instead. Now, if you do want to switch ISA providers in this way, you are allowed to keep your old stocks and shares ISA going and add the new one. The rule is that you can only deposit into one of those in any one financial year, but you can still keep the old one running, and you're allowed to sell stocks, buy other stocks, manage your account however you want. You can also switch all of your investments if you really want to, but be very careful because you may have to pay fees to sell your shares and then rebuy them again on a new platform, because many of these platforms don't allow in-specie transfers or at least limit them in some way. And there is also an element of risk if you are transferring just cash of being out of the market for however long it takes for you to sell out of your positions in one place, transfer the money and buy into the new place. So there is that as well. But let's go through the best options available in the UK for stocks and shares ISAs in 2022. First, let's talk about the most common investing style. For most people, picking stocks is probably not a good idea because most active investors will lose to the overall stock market over the long term. So for the majority of retail investors, investing in something like the S&P 500 index or the total world stock market index or whatever it is that you prefer may be the better option. So if that's what you want to do because you're sensible, then the best stocks and shares ISA out there for you is InvestEngine. Investing in ETFs in the InvestEngine do-it-yourself portfolio is completely free. There are no monthly fees and no trade fees, no any other kind of fees. Now, the ETFs do still have those tiny annual management fees built into them. Those apply regardless of which platform you use to buy an ETF, and they are baked into the return of the ETF anyway, so you won't ever actually even see that money or have to actually pay that fee. But at the moment, InvestEngine is the only stocks and shares ISA platform available in the UK that is completely 100% free for investing in ETFs. The iShares S&P 500 fund with the ticker IUSA is available. It's basically identical to the Vanguard VUSA one with the exact same 0.07% annual fee. If you want to invest in the FTSE 100 for whatever reason, you can do that as well. And there are the accumulating versions of both of those funds in there as well. These will automatically reinvest your dividends for you. The downside with InvestEngine is that you can only invest in ETFs, and although they have quite a few, it is still a somewhat narrow choice of investment options. So if you go with InvestEngine, you have to stick to only investing in the index. Another app that allows you to invest in the S&P 500 or whatever index it is that you prefer for free is Trading 212. The problem with Trading 212 is that as I'm recording this video in March 2022, Trading 212 have been closed to new customers for 1 year and 2 months. So you can't actually go and open a new account with Trading 212 if you don't already have your ISA with them. You can only go and join the waitlist. They seem to be very slowly solving whatever issues they have had over the last year and slowly opening back up and going through that wait list, but it is absolutely impossible at the moment to know exactly how long that might take on when you might actually be able to open an account. Now, they don't charge a monthly fee for their ISA, which is a plus, and buying ETFs that are priced in pounds is completely free if you do already have the account or if they open up this later. So if that is available, that is another free option. Now, third place goes to Vanguard. They do charge a 0.15% annual management fee, which is more than zero, but is actually still really cheap. This is a huge international investing company. They run the biggest ETFs out there. And if you want maybe that extra little bit peace of mind or simplicity or whatever, even if you invest the full £20,000 that you're allowed to invest in the course of a year, the fee will just be £30 per year or only £2.50 per month, which makes Vanguard still cheaper than the likes of Free Trade, where you have to pay £3 a month for just the ISA account before any extra fees. So let's say you decide that you do want to buy individual stocks though in your stocks and shares ISA. What is the best option there? Maybe you want to dabble, let's say 5 or 10 or 20% of your portfolio or whatever. Maybe you want to put all of your investments into stocks because you feel that you can do better than the stock market. Now, if you want to invest in individual stocks, the best option out there, in my opinion, is Interactive Brokers, who have just recently launched their ISA for the first time. Their pricing structure is actually pretty complicated. I have a whole video where I explain in a lot of detail how that pricing structure works. I'm going to put a link up here and in the description below. In short, you have to pay £3 a month to use the Interactive Brokers Stocks and Shares ISA. And there are also trading fees, although you probably won't have to pay them. Let me explain. Most of you watching will probably be investing in US stocks, and the price for trading US stocks on Interactive Brokers is pretty low. Again, I explain it in full detail in that other video, but buying about £100 worth of shares, for example, costs something like 30p, which is 0.3%. Or buying one really expensive share for, let's say, $850 or £650, roughly whatever one Tesla share cost a few days ago, that cost about 48p or 0.07%. But the best thing is that first £3 worth of fees that you incur in any month are basically written off because they're included in your monthly fee. So for most people using the ISA, you'll only ever pay that £3 a month and nothing else other than maybe just a few cents for foreign exchange fees. Foreign exchange fees are almost negligible. The one downside with Interactive Brokers is that the platform is just a bit more old school than some of these new apps. The website and app are just a bit more clunky, and in part that is because they have way more features, way more things that you can do. But if you're brand new to investing, it might take just a little bit longer to figure out what's what or how to go and do specific things. Now, in second place is once again Trading 212. They charge 0.15% in foreign exchange fees for buying US stocks or any stocks not denominated in pounds. So that same £100 transaction, for example, will cost just 15p, which is very cheap. That's cheaper than what I just told you about Interactive Brokers. But when you go to bigger transactions, for example, that same one Tesla share transaction will cost you 98p, which is more than double what it'll cost on Interactive Brokers. Now, the big advantage is that Trading 212 do not have a monthly account fee for the ISA. So they can be a very, very good, cheap option, and they would have been number one if they were actually available. But because you can't open an account at the moment, perhaps they shouldn't be on this list at all. Anyway, just remember, while Trading 212 do not charge a monthly account fee like Interactive Brokers or Free Trade, they did recently update their terms and conditions just in the last few days. And in that update, they have made a change where they reserve the right to unilaterally terminate the agreement on our sole discretion and without prior notice in the event that your account has been inactive, no transactions were made for a period of 6 consecutive months. Before this change, this rule only applied if you didn't log in. So basically, they don't charge you a monthly fee, but if you stop earning them money by, making transactions that earn them fees, they can go and shut down your account without any warning if they just feel like it. So just be mindful of that. Third on this list is Free Trade. The platform has a £3 a month fee for the ISA, but you will also have to pay a 0.45% foreign exchange fee, which is pretty expensive, especially for larger transactions. So if you're buying that one share of Tesla for £650 or $850, it'll cost you 48p with Interactive Brokers. But remember, you don't have to pay it if you're not incurring more than £3 a month in fees in total. And for most people using an ISA with typical monthly transactions of like a few £100 or something like that, you probably will never go over that £3 in fees. So if you're buying that one share of Tesla, it'll cost you 48p with Interactive Brokers. It costs 98p with Trading 212, but it'll cost you £2.93 with free trade. And that is on top of that £3 a month monthly fee. So yeah, that is quite a lot more expensive. And free trade also have another issue. They have a paywall. So you have to pay £10 a month for their Plus account if you want basic things like being able to use limit orders or to buy some of the smaller stocks that are hidden behind this paywall. These features are free on other platforms, so it's maybe a little bit frustrating. I have a feeling that over the next year, we're going to have a lot more competition in this space, which will hopefully mean we're going to get better stocks and shares ISA accounts available and the prices will begin coming down. Lightyear and Stake are two new investing apps that currently do not offer a stocks and shares ISA, but both said that they are planning to launch them at some point soon. And there's also a chance that one of the big new US platforms like Robinhood or M1 or somebody else like that will come to the UK as well. Now you'll notice that I didn't talk a lot about some of the other investing platforms that maybe you expected me to talk about. Companies like AJ Bell, Hargreaves Lansdown, IG, Interactive Investor, Barclays, iWeb, Orca, Fineco, and many others. And the reason for that is because they all charge eye-wateringly expensive fees in comparison. When there are very, very reasonably priced options available, I just do not see a good reason to pay the ridiculously expensive fees some of those platforms charge. If you're looking at one of these other platforms and you want to sense check it yourself, go and look at their trading fees, their foreign exchange fees, and their annual management fees. Many of them charge around about 1% foreign exchange fees for every trade that you make, and that is a very, very expensive price in today's market. Paying 1% to buy a stock and then another 1% to sell is going to eat very, very heavily into your returns. And many of these older platforms also charge you a fixed fee per trade, usually somewhere between £4 and £12 for every single trade that you make. And especially if you're buying smaller amounts or stocks that are cheaper, that can really be quite expensive. Those fees really, really do add up over time. And then on top of those crazy fees, some of these old school platforms also then go and charge you an annual management fee. So they'll skim, let's say 0.25% of your portfolio after they've already charged you those other expenses, transaction and foreign exchange fees. So be very, very careful when you're comparing platforms to look out for all of these hidden fees. I also did not talk about some other really popular stocks and shares ISA accounts, which are the robo-advisor stocks and shares ISAs. Things like Wealthify, Money Farm, Nutmeg, and the rest of them. I am really not a big fan of what these platforms are offering because, in my opinion, these are products that are very poorly designed and inappropriately marketed. They try and sell what, in my opinion, is a relatively complex, actively managed fund to relatively unsophisticated investors, where returns are generally significantly below what the stock market overall offers, even in the highest risk portfolios. And I am not convinced at all by the risk management benefits or the approach of just diversifying between every asset class available on a fixed proportion basis that seems to have been designed by somebody sticking a finger in the air. I don't really understand why things like market cycles, the customer situation, like their age or anything else is completely not included in this at all. I know that some of these platforms are really popular because they have millions of customers and they brand themselves as being the simple way to invest, but I just do not fundamentally agree, and I don't think that these are appropriate for most consumers, and therefore I don't think there is a good justification for the incredibly poor results that they deliver, and there is no good justification for me to actually talk about them. So to recap, if you want to invest in just the stock market index, like the S&P 500 or whatever, my personal number one pick is Invest Engine, my number two pick is Trading 212, and my number three pick is Vanguard. If you want to pick stocks individually, my number one pick is Interactive Brokers, my number two is again Trading 212, if they're open, and number three, although trading by some margin, is Free Trade. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and as always, I'll see you guys later.